Want to overpay your taxes? Probably not. Filling out your W-4 correctly is a great place to start if you'd like to avoid it. The W-4 form is the IRS document that most of us need to complete when starting a new job to determine how much of our income our employers should withhold for federal income taxes and send along to the IRS. It's a pretty common form, but so many fill it out incorrectly and end up overpaying in taxes throughout the year or owing a huge balance at tax season. Today, let's clear up how to correctly fill out a W-4. Hey, welcome back. I'm Nikita. And just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So, you got this cool new job. Congrats, by the way. And they're putting you through all the new hire orientations. Maybe they're cutting you a key to the office, adding you to the Slack channels, making you a company t-shirt, and they're giving you mountains and mountains and mountains of paperwork. And you're just feeling like, show me the money. And you just want to beeline to that first paycheck ASAP, right? Been there. No judgment. But look, the W-4 is not the thing you rush through, okay? Aside from potentially overpaying all year in taxes or underpaying and getting that huge bill come tax season, there are other risks with filling out a W-4 incorrectly. Your employer will use this form to calculate how much federal income tax to withhold from your paycheck. Putting inaccurate info like too many dependents can lead to withholdings that fall short of the taxes you owe for the year, which may result in a penalty for underpayment. All right, you get it. W-4, serious business. So let's look at how to fill one out correctly. Let's make a W-4 for our fake new hire, Buddy Elf. Here in section A, our new hire would put his name. We'll do first name and middle initial. His middle name is The, so we'll put a T. And then the last name. Now, full address with apartment number if you have one, and on this third line, the city, state, and zip code. And then we would move over to box B where we would put the social security number. In box C, you would indicate your tax filing status. If you're single or filing separately from your spouse, you'd go with that first box. If you and your spouse are filing together, you'd utilize the second box. And if you are head of household, you'd go with the third. A head of household means that you are unmarried, you pay for more than half of the costs of keeping up the home, and a qualifying person lived with you for more than half the year. Though I should add that there are special rules for parents you're claiming as dependents. Now let's move to step 2. You only need to fill out this section if you have another job or if you are married filing jointly and your spouse also works. For the highest paying jobs W-4, fill out steps 2 to 4B of the W-4. Leave those steps blank on the W-4s for the other jobs. If you or you and your spouse have a total of 2 jobs and make approximately the same amount at both, you can instead opt to check box 2C. The catch? You'll need to do this on both W-4s. If you don't want your employer to know that you have a second job or a second source of income, you could either instruct your employer to withhold an extra amount of tax from your paycheck here on line 4C, or instead of having the tax come directly from your check, you could pay these estimated tax payments directly to the IRS. All right, let's move to step number 3. This is where you'd claim any dependents, including children. You'll multiply the number of dependents by credit amount indicated on your W-4. In Buddy's case, he and his wife file together and have 1 daughter. So he'd multiply 1 by $2,000. There are income restrictions to claiming this credit, which will be noted on your W-4. Step 4 is where you'd complete those extra withholdings we talked about before. If you'd like your employer to withhold an additional amount of funds to account for self-employment income or other funds, this is where you would indicate that. And step 5, sign and date the form. You'd give it to your HR or payroll team and you're all set. Woohoo! So maybe you watched all the way up to this point just for kicks, and you didn't just recently start a new job and get handed a crispy new W-4. If so, thanks. What a fun, unique way to spend time. And what's more fun is that you could still benefit from taking a look at your W-4 on file. One huge thing to keep in mind is that you can and sometimes should update or make changes to your W-4. You're allowed to do this at any time if you feel like you're overpaying in taxes or aren't having enough withheld. But it's especially good to update your W-4 if you get married or divorced, have a kid, buy a house, or have significant change to your income. I also want to add that a W-4 is not to be confused with a W-2. A W-2 is the form that details how much your employer paid you and how much tax was withheld from your pay during the tax year. This usually comes in the mail or becomes available on your employer's payroll portal sometime near the end of January every year. Let's also not mix it up with the W-9, which is the form vendors, independent contractors, etc. would fill out. If you didn't get a W-4 from your employer and aren't a permanent company employee, chances are you'll be getting a W-9 instead. If your ultimate goal is for your withholdings to be so spot on that you end up with a $0 tax bill when you file your return, the accuracy of your W-4 is crucial. You'll want to be certain that you're using the correct filing status, that your family situation and income sources are accurate, that you're estimating your deductions correctly, and that you're taking advantage of the line for extra withholdings. I should add that though you can control a lot through accurate W-4 completion, landing a $0 bill where no money or refund is owed is like a NerdWallet in the tax world. Tricky to find, but theoretically possible. This is going to be the year, y'all, that we collectively say bye-bye to incorrect tax forms, overpaying for anything, and just generally feeling great about our outcomes at tax season. Are y'all with me? Okay. Just a reminder that every tax situation is unique and personal. Make sure you do your homework so that you can take control of it and make the best moves for yourself and your family. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.